The CEO of NVIDIA says we should stop telling kids to learn to code due to the latest advances in AI. And after playing with the Grimoire coding GPT today, I'm starting to think he may actually be onto something. So in today's video, I'm going to give you an overview of the top-rated coding GPT Grimoire. I'm going to show you how you can use it to build a fully functioning program. And then I'm going to end on my thoughts on the implications of AI on coding as a career. Let's crack on. All right, to start with, you need access to the GPT store. Assuming you have access, what you're looking for is Grimoire. You can type in the name, or you can just scroll down to the programming section in the marketplace store, and it's the top one here, Grimoire. Number one, it's got a 4.4 rating. It's got 900 conversations right now, and it's the number one. So this is what we're going to use today. I'm going to show you what you can do with this GPT because it's blown my mind. So the description for Grimoire is coding wizard, learn to promptgram. So create a website with a sentence, 20 plus hotkeys for coding flows, 75 starter projects to learn, prompt first code and art, build anything, ask questions, type R for readme, K for a hotkey menu. Before I jump into this, this is the creator of Grimoire, the GPT, Nick Dobus. He's a great follow on X, aka Twitter. Give him a follow. He posts stuff around Grimoire and other cool stuff relating to AI. One of my favorite follows on X at the moment, actually. So let's continue. So I'd encourage you, if you're starting here, to get more familiar with the GPT and what it can do. Hit R and do the read the README documentation that comes. But I'm going to skip over that step in the interest of time for this video, and I'm just going to go to and press K. And what K does, it's going to generate hotkeys for me. Okay. And so essentially these are like keyboard shortcuts that have an associated action with them. So here we go. Type K let's begin our coding quest. Here's a list of commands you can use to guide our journey. Awesome. All right, so you can see here, different keys, different letters on the keyboard are going to do different things. So W means yes, continue. S means explain each line of code step by step, adding a descriptive comment. D means iterate, improve, evolve. Iterate, evolve, improve. Notes, critiques, or edge cases, propose improvements. E means expand, request an implementation plan in smaller substeps. So you can see this is actually a really kind of great way to learn the thinking of coding and how coders actually work. Because these are kind of all things that a coder has to do, right? Like, hey, let's iterate on this code. Let's break this down, expand. Let's break this down into smaller tasks, etc., etc. So Nick's done a great job. This is extensive list of actions and things you can do. But what we're going to do today, I'm not going to go through all these hotkeys. You can have a play around with them when you jump into the GPT. What we're going to do is I'm going to build a project today. So what we're going to do, I'm going to type PT, and this is going to hopefully come back with a list of projects that I can look to build while on this video. So here are the details of all 75 projects listed in the document. Okay, so yep, this is working. So what's generating right now is a list of different projects. This GPT can help me code up and essentially deploy and actually get a working product. So it starts from like basic projects, from like a hello world, which is kind of like the project everyone starts with when they start to learn to code, to building a Pong game, right? You know the game Pong where the ball goes back and forth, to link in bio. So you know the link tree where you have your different your Twitter URL, your YouTube URL, your LinkedIn URL, and it's all on one web page. You can build that in the link in bio. To doing more complex projects, like create a to-do list, create a habit tracker. So really cool stuff. Obviously some are a bit more involved than others. So what we will do today is do a more simple project. So let's build Pong. Let's build the Pong game. Okay. And if you needed more details on these projects, I've just kind of gone through them at a high level. To-do list, habit tracker. You can actually ask the GPT, can you explain these projects in more detail? What's involved in it, etc. Awesome. All right. To build a Pong game, we'll follow a structured approach, starting with outlining our plan into pseudo-code, then diving into the full code implementation. Our Pong game will consist of 2 paddles, a ball, and a scoring system. We'll use HTML for structure, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for the game functionality. All right, so the pseudocode, set the game environment. So we're going to create HTML. Draw the game elements, draw 2 paddles and a ball on a canvas. Do the game mechanics, move the paddles vertically in response to the keyboard, loop the game, continuously update the game state, and draw the gaming elements. Okay, so this is awesome. And like I said, this is actually really a good way to learn coding. Pseudocode is essentially like explanation of what's happening in plain English around how you're going to break, how you're going to implement this project and what's the logic. And so being able to see this, the GPT generate the pseudocode for you so you can kind of learn around how to like break down the game of Pong into implementable steps is a really powerful way to learn. So right now, I think it's generating some examples. So it talks about having to have an HTML file, CSS file, and JavaScript file. Next, we'll implement the detailed logic for the ball movement, paddle, and control. Next step, proceed with implementation, explore alternatives for game development, like using a game framework, iterate on the design to add features like Sounder. Okay, so at a high level, it's given me, this is what we're doing. It started to generate some of the code, and now it's done a bit of a pause point where it says, okay, next we'll implement the detailed logic for ball movement, paddle control, and collision detection, and score updates. And now it's given me hotkeys to come back with. Proceed with the implementing detailed JavaScript logic, explore alternatives, or iterate. So I'm just going to go with W. I'm just going to go proceed with implementing detailed JavaScript logic. But obviously, if you were creating this yourself and you wanted to do something fancy with your Pong game, that's probably the point where you might press D and start to give a bit more instructions around the sound. I want the sound every time the ball hits one of the paddles to go ding. Or the color, you want to describe the color of the Pong game, or you want to come up with characters, or you want to talk about the point system. That step there, you could have hit D and started to put more specs into this game. All right, let's see what's happening here. Continuing with our Pong game development, we'll now implement the detailed JavaScript logic for ball movement, paddle control, collision detection, and score updates. This will complete the functionality of our game. Okay, ball movement. The ball should move continuously and its direction should change when it hits the paddle at the top or the top bottom walls. Okay, so this is JavaScript. So this is actual code. Paddle control, we use keyboard events to move the player's paddle. The paddle should not move out of the canvas boundaries. Okay, awesome. So this is putting the logic around what buttons I'm going to press on the keyboard. That's going to control the paddles. In the update function, add a call move paddle at the beginning. This completes the detailed implementation of our Pong game. The game now has moving paddles, controlled by the player, a ball that bounces off walls and paddles, and a scoring system that tracks and displays scores. You can further enhance the game by adding features such as sound effects, start pause menu, or customizable paddle colors. All right, I could implement improvements. I could, if I was trying to learn this, go, can you walk me through the code with detailed explanations? Or consider alternative game development. I'm going to say, I'm happy with the current state of the game. Can you generate a download link for this program that I can test the game on? On the game, here the following link. Actually, you know what? Can you give me a link for Netlify? This will be a better way. Netlify. where I can play the game. So this should be able to give me another link, which I'll be able to open up into the browser and play the game with a tool called Netlify. Let's give it a second. And realistically, I probably should have specified that how I wanted this to actually come back to me. That's a boo-boo on my part, but this should still work. All right, so now you have to grant access to Netlify. So there's the HTML file, but I want an actual proper deployment. All right, so now we just have to grant access. Awesome. I'm waiting for this link here to generate. All right. Perfect. There we are. How good's this? You can see that's me on my keyboard. I'm pressing the button up and down. I'm playing as the right player. And there it is. All right. You can see the game's working. I'm going to quickly jump back into here. How cool is that? All right. In the space of less than 10 minutes, really, I've gone from, hey, I want to create a Pong game, to like seeing the pseudo-code, breaking it down right into steps, logical steps. Here, where is it? Here, to like seeing what the code actually looks like. All right. I had an opportunity to actually change some of the logic. If I wanted to change some of the colors or the point system or given this down, I could have done that. But I've just gone to deploy it as quickly as possible. And now I've got a working game, all right? And so this is such a powerful GPT. It kind of shows you where the puck's going with AI and coding. Do I necessarily agree with the NVIDIA CEO that coding's going away? You don't need teach children how to code right now. Don't necessarily agree with that in the short term. I still think there's a lot of value in learning how to code, and there's going to be a lot of value in it for, I think, the foreseeable future. But you can think, when you think about 10, 20, 30 years out, the fact that Grimoire can actually code a game like that, and I could have given it my own requirements and generated a Pong game with my own colors and sounds and all that kind of stuff, it kind of shows you where it's going. And so I guess the TLDR is, in my view, coding is still valuable to learn right now at this day and age, but when you kind of look into the long-term horizon, there is going to be a world where a lot of programming is just going to get done in natural English. And so that's just something to be mindful of. Anyway, guys, I'm going to pause there. Give this GPT a try. Super impressive GPT. Try out this project. Try out another project. Let me know how you go. Until next time, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.